Hello, this is 6 Million English from BBC Learning English. I'm Rob.
And I'm Georgina.
Now, Georgina, you recently mentioned in one 6 Million English program about NFTs and that you had a collection of Pokemon cards when you were younger.
Yes, I did, and I still can't find them. Why did you bring that up?
Well, Pokemon started out as a video game series that turned into animes, movies, and training cards, amongst other things. And in this program, we are talking about a video game character, character that is iconic, a word which means widely known and recognized that character's name is Super Mario.
I spent many hours of my childhood playing with Nintendo's Super Mario or his rival, Sega's Sonic the Hedgehog.
Now, these days, video games are everywhere and people of all ages enjoy playing them. There's also competitive esports events where gamers compete for what are often considered amongst most of many.
Yes, and there are also streamers that appear on platforms like Twitch and YouTube who have become celebrities in their own right.
Talking about celebrities, I have a question about the famous characters we are talking about in this program. Many people remember Super Mario Bros. As being the first time we saw Mario, but he first appeared in another game. Which one is? What is A. The Legend of Zelda, B. Donkey Kong's, or C. Pokemon?
I'm not sure about that. I can't remember him being in Pokemon, so I'll go for A. The Legend of Zelda.
Okay, Regina, we will find out if you are right at the end of the program. So we established at the start of the program that those days the video games industry is flying.
True, but it wasn't always that way. It's hard to imagine now, but in the 1980s, the console market was so growing, particularly in the US.
Okay, some McDonald's video games heaters for the Guardian's newspaper expense was was happening in the early 1819. PS3 is on BBC World Survey Program. You and yours, speaking with Peter Beats. Right.
Well, back then, especially in America, there had been a flood of games that were just not very high quality. One of the games as often cited as a factor in the collapse that was this game called E.T. on Atari, which was so bad they end up burning thousands of copies of it in the desert because nobody liked it. And so we will have that, especially in America. This didn't happen so much in Europe, but in America, just being north and north of software, none of it was all that great. There hadn't been anything really revolutionary in some years, so the video games boom was really falling off and cliff, and Nintendo is what rescued in the US especially. Pizza McDonald's used the term "a flood of" meaning a large number in a short period of time to describe the number of games that were coming out.
The use sized, which means Referender or Lobster when talking about the game DTB are reference for factors in the collapse of the console market.
And she said, boom, a sudden period of growth. So as ET was mentioned as a factor in the collapse, many people say the Super Mario Brothers was the reason that video games really took off, especially in the US.
It's interesting to consider what may have been with his creator to Kirby May Mewtwo has never created these characters. The question is why is that game so popular? Which what made it so fun to play?
Here is Kaiser McDonald speaking again with Peter White on BBC World Service program You and Yours, explaining why Mario is just so popular and what makes the original game so satisfying to play. It's just such a joy to play. It's running and jumping, and it's the joy of movement. When you play, even the original Super Mario Bros., you just feel this sense of joy in your movement, and it's one of the greatest games ever made. And a lot of games from 55 years ago are basically unplayable now. They might have been a step to something greater, but Mario was one of those few that really holds up today as it did then.
Some Donald said that some games from 55 years ago are unplayable, so lost quality to pay them.
But she said that Mario holds up, a term used to say that something standards or quality has no lessened.
It certainly does hold up. In fact, I played in it the other days and I had lots of fun with it. It remembered me of my childhood and he's still as good now as he was then.
Which reminds me of your quiz question, Rob.
Yes, in my quick question, I'm asked Kojima which games has the first appearance of that famous Pon- Pontus Mario.
I went for A, The Legend of Zelda.
Which is wrong, I'm afraid. Mario's first appearance was in Donkey Kong, and his creator, Shushika Miyamoto, never thought he would be that popular.
Well, I guess we've all really learned something today. Let's recap the vocabulary from today's program about Super Mario. Starting with iconic, famously associated with something and instantly recognizable.
Then we had a photo, which means a large amount of something in a short space of time.
Cite means with reference as or notice.
Bones relates to explosion and means a short period of suddenly time, a suddenly growth, a certain growth.
Unplayable describes something that can't be played or a game that is very difficult to enjoy.
And finally, holds up means that the characters or the quality or standards of something has not changed and still looks good and or plays well.
That's all for this program.
Bye for now.
Bye.